Cool.
And you're tuned in to the Union Street Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We have a special episode live in studio today with Mel Goot and Zion Wilkens. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for tuning in online at home. If you're watching this, be sure to share it so we can reach more followers and join in the conversation. If you want to leave a comment or a question for one of these guys as we're out the show, I'll do my best to relay that information to them and so we can have a live interaction with you guys tuning in at home. So thank you guys for being here. First of all, we're also here to talk about an upcoming event, Jive with Jazz, coming at June 24th, 11:30 a.m. right here at Union Street Arts in our studio. We're inviting you to come that day. We're opening our doors and have a full band. I'll let Mel tell you more about that and Jive with Jazz as part of the Southern Illinois Music Fest. But wow, what a great opening number, you guys. Mel, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Yeah, that opening number was called Sugar by Stanley Turrentine, made it famous. And yeah, Zion is a member of an ensemble that's been around for quite a while, and he actually he just graduated from Carbondale Community High School, and he's going to be going to, he got a scholarship to go to Belmont University down in Nashville. So he'll be, they have a very cool music program there. But he's a member of, the group is called the Southern Illinois Young Lions of Jazz. And the concert series is called Jive with Jazz. And that's something that Professor Benyus came up with way back in the day. But the group is a Southern Illinois Young Lions of Jazz, and of which Zion has been a part for, goodness, quite a few years now. And he's always helped been like a section leader, and from the horn section, he's able to cue his the people in the band and everything. And so it's really been an honor to be able to assemble a group of young people from area schools, middle schools, high schools, and a few of the universities as well. So,
And Mel, how long has the Young Lions of Jazz been going on for? How many years?
goodness, I want to say since the early 2000s. Yeah, early to
Wow,
mid
great.
2000s, 2007, 2006, somewhere in there. But
So what can people expect if they are tuned in, if they're coming to see the Young Lions of Jazz? What can people expect? What is going to be on stage? What will they be seeing, and what will they be hearing?
well, we'll have usually a group of anywhere from 6 to 10 on a good day. People at multi-horns. We have a bassist, we have a drummer, and sometimes we have a keyboardist too. And when we have a keyboardist, then I will play percussion or vibraphone. And but I'm going to let Zion tell you a little bit about the ensemble, and what can they expect when they come to one of our presentations.
I mean, it's going to be a lot of music playing. I mean, you talk a lot about like the kind of African culture of music. And it's really just about to interest the kids mainly that come to these shows to kind of get them interacting with the culture a little bit more. And so what we do as like a group, sometimes we get them to interact, sometimes they get like little instruments. I think one
Yeah.
time we had that happen.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like the Boys and Girls Club that was here?
Yeah, no, that was in Carbondale. There was a Boys and Girls Club here at one point too, though.
I thought we guys showed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll bring in a basket of instruments. I think right around COVID, the idea of passing stuff around for people to share and touch things became, we stopped doing it then. But actually, I just found that basket of instruments, so it would be really cool.
That would be cool audience participation, getting the next generation involved, particularly with that style of music. Why do you think it's important for Southern Illinois to have something like this with that genre specific? Why jazz? And you mentioned the Afro as well. Can you expand on that a little?
Well, yeah, why jazz? Jazz is America's contribution to the world of music in a big way, and it comes to us from the Black experience in America. And goodness, I just got back from a legacy study trip to Montgomery, Alabama, with the NAACP from Pulaski and Alexander County, and I consider myself fairly astute regarding Black culture in our country, and especially growing up where I did in San Diego and playing the music that I did, and also growing up in Mexico, where Afro culture is everywhere. And I think that it's important for people to realize that the Black experience in America hasn't always been a bed of roses, and it still isn't. So, but anyway, the music is about bringing people together. The music is about sharing something that permeated all of society in the Mother Africa and the indigenous peoples here. So we talk about the use of the drums and the various percussion instruments, and we talk about that. We usually keep the talking to a minimum and the playing to a maximum. But
I think that's a great idea, and if I think we could take that, and if you guys want to play another song for us, I think our listeners would love to hear another tune.
Yeah, this is something that you did on your audition tape for when you did an audition for the Frost School of Music down in University of Miami, and it's Carlos Antonio Jobim wrote it. You know which one I'm talking about? Tree Stay, I think. Can you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it starts out with a vamp, and then, yeah, you could, okay. When I did that, I meant like this trade fours or something back and forth. We can stretch out. All right, this is Tree Stay. Ooh, that reminds me of one of my pet peeves that I'm gonna have to share with you in a little bit. Remind me of my pet peeve, okay? But anyway, here's Tree Stay by Antonio Carlos Jobim. All right. Do-do-do, boo-do-do, boo-do-do, boo-do-do. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Boo-do, ba-do-do, ba-do-do, do-do-do, ba-do-do. Tree stay.
Beautiful. Thanks you. That was wonderful. Thank you guys for tuning in online. Leave us a comment for these guys live performing right here. Share this post to help us reach more audience. We have an upcoming show on June 24th right here with Young Lions of Jazz. Thank you, Mel Goot, again, and Zion for being here. Wow, really great. So, Mel, you've mentioned Zion's audition a few times, and that was one of the songs that he performed. Can you tell us, do a little storytelling about that audition process and what some of the future holds for you, Zion? I know we've got a track star as well as a great musician in the building today as well.
Well, yeah, Zion happens to be a state of Illinois track star, and he's maintained his running career, but which, building your lungs like that for any wind instrument is a real plus. And so, but yeah, the story about the audition, I don't know. It's that usually when, I won't tell all the details, but I arranged for my colleagues from the faculty jazz group at SIU Carbondale, in which I'm no longer a regular member. I'm, what do they call me, tenured reserve. They dust me off and let me play every now and then, take me off the shelf. I'm the elf on the shelf, But anyway, in getting those guys to come and put together an audition tape, one of them said, well, they're only going to listen to like about 30 or 40 seconds of it and then just forget about it. I said, humor me, let's do this. So we did. We met at the music department. We recorded about 5 or 6 different things, something Latin, something straight ahead, something bluesy, something uppity. And it felt so good to call my colleague up. It was about 3 weeks later, because Zion told me that he had an audition coming up at the Frost School of Music at the University of Miami.
Wow.
And then he also auditioned over at in Belmont in Nashville, which has chosen that, which I think is really good. It's not too far, it's not too close. But anyway, that's my story about that. You're going to ask me about my pet peeve?
Please tell us
right.
about your pet peeve.
My pet peeve, I'm noticing newbies, amateur people, even well-seasoned professionals are going online and they might play something, even just the progression, not even the melody, but the progressions are recognizable. You only have 12 letters in this musical alphabet, for crying out loud. It's only 12, as opposed to the 26 letters of the English alphabet. And anyway, my pet peeve, in a nutshell, people are performing pieces, recognizable pieces, and they don't even mention the author's name nor the name of the piece that they're playing. And I think that that's really bad. And it sets a really bad precedent. It's everywhere. Very, well-seasoned professionals do it. I think they should take a moment and say, hey, that is 7 Steps to Heaven by Miles Davis. Actually, I don't know. I think someone else had a hand in writing it. But I'm just giving an example. So, anyway, that's it.
Zion, do you want to share anything from your perspective on the audition process, or even how things like this program has helped shape your future decision to pursue music?
Yeah, it was a lot of decision making, honestly, because I did have a lot of athletic accolades going for me. Yeah, so I was doing a lot of stuff outside of school besides just music. I had a lot of track events and a lot of country events going on. And this was like during the winter when I didn't really have like either of those as my top priority. When I got a chance to audition with him, I called him up. I was like, hey, can you help me with this audition for this really cool school that I was interested in? And he was like, yeah, sure. It was like such a late notice too. I'm gonna be totally honest. He's a high school student.
Right.
One of the many things that we're known for, but he was, it was a blessing that he was able to get the group of guys that he did, and I had such a great time with those gentlemen, just being able to play with like really good musicians, like that's one of the things that I really enjoy doing the most, even if I'm not the most experienced person in the room. Like I really enjoy listening out, hearing, even if it's not like all perfect. Like I like feeling the real experience. That's what kind of drove me into wanting to do it in college. Cause I wanna be one of those people that can like help other people realize that this, even though it's hard, it is really fun. I really enjoy doing this, and I feel like I can do it for a living one day. So that's really why I was trying to push getting to a school down in Florida. It was a really hard school to get into, and unfortunately I didn't make it. But I am going to be in Belmont now, which I'm still very grateful for. So I'm going to see where the future takes me from that.
That's awesome, man. Well, congrats on that, and that's a huge accomplishment in itself, getting into Belmont, and what a great city for musicians. Lots of opportunities to play there as well. So I'm excited for you, man. We'll follow along your journey, and I think Mel, if you want to take away, and anything else to add, or even another tune you want to play for us today.
Yeah, I think we should. We should talk about the process a little bit too, because it's something that's passed down from generation to generation. It's not something you really get from the textbook. And so how you, you can't take people, especially young people, children specifically, to enough live concerts. And with the advent of artificial intelligence, things were bad enough with a few years ago with looping and auto-tune and everything, but now add to the mix, people are doing armchair producing using AI tracks. And so my message is, take yourselves and take your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews out to hear live performance while you can. And if we don't do something to add to our audiences and to add to the ranks of players, then it's sometime in the not so distant future, if you want to go hear live creative music, you may have to go to the Smithsonian. Heaven forbid. So to talk about the process, we're going to play a song now that we have never played it before. We took a look at it right when we got here to warm up a little bit, but we sang it to each other on the way over here in the car. And it's written by a longtime San Diego saxophonist and pianist, composer, Daniel Jackson, and one of my mentors, among others, people like pianist Mike Wofford, alto saxophonist Charles McPherson, and of course his son Chuck McPherson. So many people that I'm indebted to, but we're thinking about the idea of honoring Daniel Jackson with this year's repertoire. So this is something called The Call, C-A-L-L, The Call. And so it could be something that, I just know that when I was being taken to performances as a kid, symphony, jazz, my dad took me to hear Miles Davis, Duke Ellington, et cetera, et cetera.
Wow.
And George Shearing. And at some point, I think it was in the summer of 1967, when I just told myself, hey, wow, that thing up there, that jazz thing, I think I want to do that, and I want to be able to share the feeling that I'm having right now with an audience of my own someday. And that's kind of what did it for me. And I think that Zion has sort of reached a point where he was thinking, wow, now he's played quite a bit in church before too. And all this music, it comes right out of church, really. It may be secular, but it's all the same thing, We're catching the flow. We're basically vessels. We're the instruments catching the flow and letting ourselves play. But this is something called The Call. And it starts out with just a little bit of what we call rubato, and then it'll go into tempo for a little bit. So. All right. The Call by
That's
Daniel
great.
Jackson. I forgot to mention that we're also playing, there's a special event at the Civic Center on Thursday evening at 6 o'clock, and we're opening for that. The Young Lions of Jazz are opening for that of Southern Illinois. And it's a special concert by the Legacy Foundation, and it's free too. And I can't remember the guy's name. The headliner. Well, the Young Lions will be playing, and I get to accompany a very fine vocalist, Amiel Russell, and
Cool.
and then but the keynote speaker or performer is a guy that is famous for having convinced some Ku Klux Klan members to quit the Klan.
Yeah.
And he did it all through the power of the music.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm familiar. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the power of music, Mel. It transcends. You're right, and the vessel that you are today. I'm just loving it. The sounds are just grooving, and very smooth, and just wow. So that another opportunity, because the Young Lions will also be playing throughout Southern Illinois too. So not only at Union Street Arts here on Wednesday the 24th, but other places as well. I know the Carbondale Library has been a venue in the past. Any other places you want to mention, Mel, that you guys will be?
Yeah, the Carbondale Library, that one is at 11 o'clock on Thursday. Of course, we want you to come to the one here on Wednesday at 11:30. And I'm excited because in the past, we've always done them really way too early. 11:30 is just perfect for coming in, bring, a little bit of lunch or something and sit down and relax and enjoy the music. And then, of course, Friday is at the Sally Logan Public Library in Carbondale, in Murfreesboro, and that's at 11:30 also. And we will be appearing at the Carroll Jazz Festival, but that's
Cool.
not until September. So
Very cool.
that was
Well,
a lot.
that's a little teaser for this fall as well. So lots of opportunities coming up to hear live jazz, great music from local musicians here, performers, high schoolers. That's just a great thing. So Mel, why do this program? Why do you do this for the kids and for Southern Illinois as a whole? Why do you do this?
Well, this is the future of the music, and so, as I mentioned earlier, we've got to add to our ranks of fellow players, and when we do these performances, at one point we have each of the student artists talk about their instrument, and there could be a kid out there thinking, wow, I think I want to do that saxophone thing. And so we tell them, hey, tell your mom and dad, tell your preacher, tell your teacher, hey, I want to do that trombone thing. I love that. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the performance, we give them a chance to come up and talk to the artists and touch the instruments a little bit. And so, because that's what it took for us at some point. I just turned 71 a couple of weeks ago. And, but at some point, that's what happened to us. We got so excited about doing something that we told our folks, hey,
Yeah.
want to get that saxophone.
Sure. Zion, can you maybe share how you got started with the sax, or if a kid is watching, listening, tell them about the saxophone, how you picked it up, sort of like you were mentioning, Mel, what you guys do in the actual performance, but just a little teaser of what they might be able to experience, what you might be able to tell them or show them on your horn there.
Yeah, a little bit about the saxophone. It's a woodwind instrument, so there are vibrations that go off of this little piece called the reed into this mouthpiece, and it vibrates all the way down this neck piece, and then the whole body of the horn to create sound. When I wanted to pick up an instrument for the first time, I didn't really know about the saxophone at all. When I was a little kid, I used to do some drumming for my church. When we didn't have like a drummer, I used to just keep the pocket. I wasn't like too great at it, but I really enjoyed the drumming, so I thought I would like be into the percussion type of instruments. But going in the room where they had like a bunch of instruments, because I was introduced to all the different types of instruments in 4th grade. When I went in there, I was like, well, there are a lot of people doing percussion. Maybe I want to try something different. So I looked around. I saw the women's section, and this one really stood out to me because I thought it would have been the hardest for me to learn. So that's why I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many keys that look so complicated. I was really intrigued with complicated things because I like challenging myself a lot. But this really isn't the most complicated thing in the world when you get into it. There's only like 6, 7 main keys, and it's all just side pieces. But you can make music just these, honestly. You don't have to like be really into depth about it. You can make a song with just this. It doesn't have to be complicated. And that goes for a lot of instruments too. And especially if you're just starting out. Don't try to complicate things. Start out with the basics, and then if you want to learn and grow, then I would recommend like having a teacher, like an in-person teacher. I did a lot of my like learning on my own, but it was really me just like fidgeting with it. I didn't really have like a main like saxophone teacher per se, but yeah, I did a lot of listening too by ear when developing like more musical skills, especially for like improvisation. I listened to a lot of jazz, I got introduced, in middle school I got introduced to really Hancock and Miles Davis. And I was really into like hearing those types of instruments, like what was that one that he played? Not just the piano, but like the electric keyboard one that he had. Do you remember what it was called?
You mean the Fender Rhodes?
Yeah, yeah,
The-
yeah.
yeah.
That was
Electric
like-
piano, yeah.
One of the coolest sounds
Yeah.
I'd ever heard. Yeah, I listened to a lot of different jazz musicians
Yeah.
while growing up, so that's really what led me to jazz. There's different types of genres of music, but that's really why I got into the jazz genre, because I listened to a lot of jazz. It was very similar to the hip hop and R&B I grew up with, as well as the gospel music that I grew up with as well. So.
Yeah, I have a suitcase model Rhodes at home. I can't carry it anymore though, but I have an interesting story about my high school, Will C. Crawford High School in San Diego, and the real proliferation of cats that went to that school, including Nathan East, who happens to be on tour right now with Eric Clapton, and
wow.
his son Noah is an amazing organist and keyboardist. But anyway, at that school, a dear friend of mine, Carl Evans Jr., who's part founder of a group called Fatburger with 2 T's, he brought a silver top Fender Rhodes to school. First one I'd ever seen, and let us play it. And it had that swirly kind of vibrato. And I remember him telling us, he said, Cannonball was at my house last night. And we were in the jazz band. We said, yeah, sure. Well, anyway, it turns out that the Adderley brothers, whenever they were anywhere near Los Angeles or San Diego, they would stop in to see the Evans household, because Carl Evans Jr., his father, Carl Sr., was a musician in the Army, and so he knew Nat Adderley and Cannonball Adderley, and they in fact would stop in and hang with the family. So I feel so blessed to have come into contact with all of those artists, Marshall Menifee, Hartwell Ragsdale III, Teddy Pico. Anyway, so who you come into contact with, really, it means a lot. And so we have to think of it as a mission to spread the so-called gospel of live music.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And we do have a comment here from a viewer watching. How would somebody go about booking this jazz group?
Well, all they would have to do is contact me. So they could contact you and get my digits. I have a shameless commercial for, there's a jazz concert going on tomorrow night at the Southern Illinois Airport in Murfreesboro at St. Nicholas Brewery. And there's a really fine guitarist coming down from Chicago. His name is Steve Jacobson. And so Phil Brown and myself are going to be accompanying him. And there's a 6:30 and an 8 o'clock show, and that's on the back patio of that St. Nicholas Brewery. It's on the back patio of the airport there. So it's supposed to cool down by tomorrow night, and it'll be a really nice way to catch the sunset and have something good to eat and something good to drink. So
That's great. Well, yeah,
live music.
that's
you all.
wonderful. That's wonderful. It sure is. And we can maybe have another tune from you guys, but first I do want to ask one more question while we're still on the topic of instruments. And Zion, thank you for sharing that story about getting your start. That was really cool. And picking an instrument too. I mean, that's a great story. So Mel, how did you end up picking the piano?
Well, my father was a guitarist, and my mother played the piano. And I actually started out, well, I was just talking to my little brother about this the other day. I would drive them crazy, and I could hear my dad and my brother down the, Mel, come to bed, it's 2 a.m. And that was before the days when you could put headphones on and sit there working out some things. So I was always messing around on the piano. But I started out at school playing the saxophone, tenor saxophone, and then later on I played flute and even piccolo in the San Diego State University Marching Aztecs.
Oh, wow.
And so it was really cool switching over to flute from saxophone. But when I met up with Carl Evans Jr. in high school, that's when I said to myself, wow, I want to do that thing, that piano thing. When you see one of your peers doing something, then it makes it accessible to you. You think, wow, maybe I could do that. So when we play these concerts for these kids and they see someone not that much older than they are, it gets them thinking like, wow, maybe I could do that thing, you know? I'd kind of like to try that. So
Super cool.
that's really what it's about.
That's awesome. Super cool. Super cool. And we do have one more comment here I'll read, and then maybe we'll have another tune from you guys. But we have all the way
What's
from
your pleasure?
Florida. Aaron Beavers says, Mr. Goot, much love from Florida. So thanks for tuning in, Aaron. And thanks for everyone that's tuned in. Share this post and be sure to tune back in on June 24th. We'll be live right here in the studio, and we're actually inviting all of you at home to come in and join us in studio at Union Street Arts and come see these performers live. They'll have a drummer, a bass, more instruments. So it's going to be a good time. It's at 11:30. We will have refreshments. So it will be a nice day for jazz. Bring your kids, your family. That would be great too. Really geared towards the younger kids audience. So if you know somebody, please share this with them. And we'd love to see you here in studio at Union Street Arts coming up in 2 weeks, a Wednesday at 11:30, right here, Union Street Arts. Thank you. And leave us a comment if you guys want to send a message to the performers. I'd love to hear from you guys. We love interacting on these live streams. And we will be hearing from Mel and Zion
B-flat?
here very shortly.
Okay. All right. We'll tell you what this is afterwards, though, okay?
Sounds good.
That's Sunny Moon for Two by the late, great Sonny Rollins. We just lost him a couple of weeks ago. That's our tribute to him, 12-bar blues.
Love it. Very good. And we do have another one final comment here. We've got Lynette Miller all the way from, let's see, she says, hey, Mel, hey, Zion. She's wondering if you take requests. Channel your inner Ben Webster / Duke Ellington and play something like Cottontail. I don't know. I don't know.
Goodness. That's a rhythm changes, yeah. That's ba-do-ba-di-da-da, ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-bop, sha-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. It's a what we call rhythm changes.
Okay.
And why we call them rhythm changes, it's the same as George Gershwin's I've got music, I've got it's the same changes as that, but but jazz musicians would take that and call them rhythm changes and write all types of melodies on top of that. I don't know the melody. I've played it
That's
behind
okay.
horn players and
Yeah.
singers. Have you played it before? It's like it's bum boo da 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 ba 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 da ba boom ba da ba 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 do da 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 ba da ba do ba ba da ba 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 Rhythm changes. Ba do da ba da sha ba ba da ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba da ba da do ba da ba da ba 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 da ba da ba ba da 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 ba da da ba da ba da.
Oh, wow.
Cottontail by Edward Kennedy Ellington, otherwise known as the Duke, which reminds me, Daniel Jackson's nickname was the chairman of the board.
He's the boss.
No, the prime minister, that's what it was. Chairman of the board was, of course, Frank Sinatra. No, the prime minister. Yeah, Daniel would call me 3 a.m. in the morning and say, this is the prime minister. What I wouldn't give to get a 3 a.m. call from him.
Yeah. Well, this has been wonderful. If you guys at home can't see the amazing talent that we have here in Southern Illinois to be able to take an online comment, to improvise right here, and just put on a wonderful show. Thank you, Mel and Zion, for being here today. You guys really just knocked it out of the park. Congrats to you guys. And we're really hoping to see everyone at Union Street Arts on the 24th of June. For Jive with Jazz, featuring the Young Lions, the Southern Illinois Young Lions of Jazz. Start time at 11:30 right here as part of the Southern Illinois Music Festival. It is free and open to the public, so please come on out. It's been awesome. Mel, Zion, any last words for the people here today?
No, other than, go out to hear some live music. Give yourself something real. Keep it real.
And that's a perfect way to end it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you in the next show.
Keep it real.
Oh yeah, Cottontail definitely threw me for a loop. I've never heard of that song before.
He said, what's that? Cottontail. Oh, it's
I've never
famous.
heard of it.
Duke Ellington.
You
Yeah.
killed it.
Oh, and those
I only-
guys.
I only
That was
picked up a
awesome,
little bit.
man.
I only picked up a little bit.
Hey, listen.
No,
this
you
piano
killed
is
it.
Gorgeous, man.
Awesome. Cool.
The piano is gorgeous. What
Hey.
I should have taken.